Welcome back. We back with another one. Ain't gonna lie, things just got worse for Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna read into all the paperwork, but I'm gonna read to y'all some of the key points. What's going on in this new paperwork? You know what I'm saying? Because it's longer than train smoke. But if y'all want to see it, y'all could go look it up for y'all self and read it. So the first thing is rapper Lil Durk is looking at a new trial date for October the 14th in his murder for hire case in Los Angeles, according to a stipulation today from federal prosecutors in the defense. So they moving the trial date from January to October. We're gonna discuss that later. Then to say at least one of Durk co-defendants might be considering a plea deal. DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, lawyer, asked for a pre-plea sentence report to determine Wilson's criminal history category under U.S. sentencing guidelines. Judge Michael Fitzgerald ordered the report on December 27th. Now, that's OTFDD. So a lot of people seeing this and they start running with the rumor that OTFDD is snitching. Now, do this mean that OTFDD is snitching? No, it does not mean OTFDD is snitching. What's going on is whoever his attorney is asking for this report because if he could take a plea and ain't got to go through with the whole trial and all that, and he just want to take a plea and plead out to some or his part to what he did in the case, his lawyer is trying to see how many, you know what I'm saying, years that he would get combined with, you know what I'm saying, the other cases, the other stuff he done did. But I think Diddy beat all his other cases. So I don't know if it's something else on his background, but as far as I know, it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? And if he want to take that and plead out to his part, he can do that. Now, we seen a lot of that going on in the Young Thug trial where people pleaded, but remember the state had wrote up their pleas and they agreed to everything that the state said. So now in Diddy's situation, if they was to drop the plea, his lawyer would have to look it over if they put anything in that plea about Smirk and he sign off a check off for it, or if he agreed to everything that end up being on that paper, they gonna look at Diddy like he a snitch. Because that's the same thing that happened with Gunna. And that's why you got some people calling Gunna a snitch, and that's why you got other people saying that he ain't a snitch. You see what I'm saying? So that's what OTF Diddy lawyer is trying to see. Like before it even go even farther than what it is now, like if he was to be able to plead out to some, what is he looking at? So he can go back and tell him and they discuss it to try to see if that's something he want to do or not. But now, we talking about the feds. I ain't gonna lie. If that plea don't include Lil Durk, they might not accept it. And that's why I say things just got worse for Durk, because usually if one person take a plea, y'all know another person will. How many in the YSL case? What it was like 15 pleas? You know what I'm saying? Now that should be enough alone to cook anybody, but because the state has so many loopholes in the case, Young Thug still could have beat it. You see what I'm saying? But this ain't a good look for Durk. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the detention order, but before we get into that, also, um, on the Dirk imaginary manager page, it's a one thing that stands out when I read the Dirk docs is the government keeps referring to the superseding indictment as the first superseding indictment, with four unnamed co-conspirators left. Wouldn't surprise me if another one comes with more people charged and more charges. And remember, I told y'all that in my last video, if your name, if your picture, anything was in any of that paperwork, you need to distance yourself as far away from this as you can, because you may be thinking in your head, you ain't did nothing. You don't know what them people got on video. You don't know what they got on tape. They might be thinking, look, you was there when that took place. Either you gonna get him up, or we'll just throw it on you. Like, that's how dirty they finna play with him. But I definitely think it's gonna be more stuff to come, because now let's go right here. Now, I'm gonna try to highlight this for y'all. Read this part. It say the government is in the process of producing discovery to the defense, which includes, amongst other things, approximately 230 gigabytes of digital evidence, such as audio/video recordings and surveillance footage, and approximately 20,000 pages of reports concerning murder and other violent acts, photographs, witness statements, and medical documents, not to mention snitching. Now, my whole thing is this, right? Because they keep bringing up the Chicago stuff too. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into that too. But my whole thing is, if Durk ain't been charged with none of the other stuff yet, I don't even understand how they using that. And now y'all see all this evidence right here that they saying they got against them. 230 gigabytes of digital evidence. They saying they got audio. They saying they got video. They saying they got recordings and surveillance footage and 20,000 pages of reports concerning murder and other violent acts, photographs, witness statements, and medical documents. So at the end of the day, they saying they got a whole lot of information that they finna turn over to basically back up everything that they saying about Durk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But then, okay, now on this part too, let me show y'all this. On August, let me highlight this real quick. This was important too. On August 18, 2022, defendant allegedly texted a co-conspirator with instructions not to book flights to California under a name involved with the defendant. See first superseding indictment. Shortly after, the co-conspirators were arrested and multiple search warrants were executed in the case. The FBI received notices that defendant had been booked as a passenger on 2 commercial international flights departing that day, neither of which boarded, and that he had booked as a passenger on a private plane departing Miami the same day and destined for Italy. At the defendant's counsel offered the itinerary and receipt of those flights. This is evidence that the defendant, who has considerable resources, attempted to leave the United States upon learning of the arrest of his co-conspirators. Defendant formed only the family, in which, to addition to producing and selling hip-hop music, is also alleged to be an associating fact of individuals who engage in murder and assault at defendant's direction to maintain their status in OTL. Now look at this, right? This part, right? So this goes to show you that they trying to throw everything on Durk. So now, like, say one of the guys or something, right? Like, say one of the guys or something went and did a murder or something, or got into it with somebody or something, and something happened, and it had absolutely nothing to do with Durk. They saying everything OTF people did, they did because Durk told them to do it. That's simply what they mean. Like, yeah, this was done because Lil Durk said go do it. Then it also says the defendant is alleged to have orchestrated and funded a murder plot in which co-conspirators acted as defendant directions, traveled to Los Angeles, tracked, stalked, and attempted to kill defendant's intended target by gunfire, including a fully automatic firearm, in broad daylight in a busy Los Angeles intersection, and did kill a family member of the target who was traveling with him. Counts 1 through 4. In a separate matter, in Chicago, defendant is alleged to have engaged in similar conduct that he is offered money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically, offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that's killed. Now, my whole thing is, and with Durk lawyers, now they saying that's what happened. We seen the paperwork from the Stephon Max situation or whatever like that. And they saying that, but that direct statement that he offered to kill, put money on to kill any gangster disciple, as far as we know, that came from one of the snitches that said that and told them that. So they running with that narrative. And that narrative ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? But my whole thing is, I don't see how they keep putting this in here as alleged. If y'all gonna charge them, charge them. If y'all gonna convict them, convict them. But you can't keep. So what it's doing is, it's like, all right, we don't know if he did this or not. But because he could have did this, he's a danger to the community. He can't get no bond. We can't let him go. You see what I'm saying? And this is the crazy part as well. In these situations, right? Let me show y'all the other part. Look, so this is what the judge said. It is therefore ordered that the defendant be detained until trial. The defendant will be committed to the custody of the Attorney General for the confinement in a correctional facility separate to the extent from persons awaiting or serving sentences being held. Basically, the judge even agreed that even though his lawyers had like the flight itinerary stuff and all that, the judge said no matter how I look at, you can look at the flights, you can pull it up. No matter how you look at it, he tried to flee after they got arrested. Those flights and all that ain't get booked until they got arrested. So they saying no matter how Lil Durk trying to make it look, he still tried to flee. All this to keep him in hold, man. So now that he can't, maybe he might try to file more emotions like Diddy or something. I don't know. But as far as now, he can't get a bond. All right, so he got to sit to October. My whole thing is, between now and October, chances are it's just going to get way worse. Or they're going to end up throwing more charges on him. And to me, I think that's what they go do, because that's what it seemed like. Because they steady keep bringing up stuff from Chicago and they mixing it with the LA stuff. So as far as what happened to Lil Peb and them, that information, all we got from that is the first information they put out. They ain't put out nothing else about that. But now they saying we got all this evidence and audio and video and this and this and that. So now, is that just for the LA situation? Or is that a part of the Chicago situation too? So, I don't know, man. That's crazy. But like I said, if I'm dirty lawyer, I'm like, look, man, y'all got to either charge him with this or y'all got to take this out the whole thing. Because y'all you can't hold, you shouldn't be able to hold a person on they allegedly did something. That shouldn't stop, not no allegedly, like that shouldn't stop a bond. You see what I'm saying? But it is. So Y'all get down in the comment section, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Buddha. I'm out.